Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Slice of Shonen. I am your host, The Clouded Crow, and today we'll be reacting to Attack on Titan, the final season, episode 4. And in the last episode, holy crap, I feel like they packed more into that episode than we've ever seen before in Attack on Titan. Now, I could be wrong, but it just felt like we definitely got our money's worth last episode. So, let's get into a quick recap of what exactly happened in that episode. In the beginning of the episode, we start off with Falco. Well, I believe the episode before, he confessed his feelings to Gabby because he knew that at any moment, whenever Zeke willed it, Falco could be transformed into this... Falco could be transformed into a Titan and completely lose his sense of self, so he wanted to tell Gabby how he truly felt before that scenario ever were to happen. And unfortunately, it did happen. Zeke turned him into a Titan, and the first thing that he did pretty much was run over to Reiner and start kind of like gnawing at the back of his neck. And this is where things get very, very interesting, because Reiner was perfectly willing to sacrifice himself, because this would kind of be his way of passing the mantle on to Falco. And on top of that, we know whenever these mindless Titans eat one of the Titans that carry the special powers, then they regain their sense of self. And that's exactly what happened to Armin after he was killed by the Colossal Titan, and then he turned into a Titan and ate the Colossal Titan, or ate Bertold. So Reiner was willing to sacrifice himself, and Falco was about to eat him until Porco ends up standing up, still badly injured. We see like half of his face is gone, and he's willing to sacrifice himself instead. And so Falco turns over to him, eats him, and Falco becomes the, well, we don't see his new Jaw Titan form, but we know that now he has the powers of the Jaw Titan. And this is actually super interesting because, correct me if I'm wrong, but this entire time Falco was training to inherit the next Armored Titan, right? Because I think Gabby wanted the Armored Titan, but Falco didn't want her to get into this like dangerous way of living, so he trained as hard as he could so that he would inherit it instead and she wouldn't have to. And so him eating Reiner would have made perfect sense, but then he ends up eating the Jaw Titan instead. And then if we move to the other side of the coin, the latter half of the episode, we see Eren run over to Zeke and try to make contact so that they could combine the powers of the Founding Titan and the Royal Bloodline. But then Gabby, out of revenge for Falco, she ends up blowing his dome off of his shoulders and his head goes flying, which is, I did not expect this at all. And then what's even more surprising is that Zeke managed to catch his head. So before, I believe like your head is still alive for like a couple seconds or minutes after it's severed from your body, so they were able to still combine the powers and ultimately achieve their goal. And then things get even more complicated once they are taken to this like realm. I don't know how to explain what it is exactly, but in there we see Zeke is chained up and we see Eren is like walking up to him, and now that their powers are finally combined, Eren reveals his plan that he wasn't actually working with Zeke at all, and he had his own intentions or his own plans for what he wanted to use the power for. And then this is when Zeke whips out his reverse Uno card and reveals that he expected Eren, or he prepared for Eren to backstab him, and now he actually has control over the Founding Titan powers because Ymir prioritizes the person with the royal bloodline over the person with the Founding Titan. So now the ball is in Zeke's park and he gets to decide where things go from here. What will he do? I guess we'll just have to keep watching and find out. If you guys are excited for the episode, make sure to leave a like. It'll help me and the video out so much more than you might think. So if you could take the time to do that for me real quick, I would very much appreciate it. And also consider subscribing to the channel for more weekly Attack on Titan reactions. But with that all out of the way, let's get right into this episode. Alright, so here I have episode 4 pulled up, but real quick before we get into it, two quick things. First one is going to be, if you would like to check out my uncut reaction to this Attack on Titan episode, you can find that over on my Patreon, which you guys can join for as low as $2. and not only do you get access to all of my Attack on Titan reactions, but also all of the other series that I'm currently reacting to, and future series that I will react to. And then the second thing is, if you would like to stay notified whenever I drop a brand new reaction, make sure to click that big red subscribe button. It only takes 5 seconds, and it is completely free. So if you ever find yourself enjoying one of my reactions, and you're trying to think of a way to show your support, clicking that subscribe button is the quickest, easiest, and freest way to do so. But with that all out of the way, we'll be starting this episode in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. Let's see. So we're not in that realm anymore. We're back in reality. Oh, is this a flashback? Baby Eren? Oh, I wonder if this is them kind of like looking back at their past, maybe? Oh, that's Grisha? Dang, he's looking young. Dang, man, I didn't recognize him. Just how Grisha Jaeger brainwashed his son. And there, yeah, I remember Eden's mom. Dang. Yep, no one knows anything about his past. Jeez. This really kind of makes Grisha look like a scumbag. Even though he already didn't look like the best father before. But like, I'm sure everyone that knows him from Paradise Island, they think that, you know, he's a pretty good dude. He's a good dad. All this other stuff. But no one knows Marley Grisha. We learned this in, what, season 3? Jesus, I mean, you're not wrong, but... Dang, man. Okay, that's a bit far. They kind of do. Because didn't Zeke say that, like, it felt like he was sitting in that realm for an eternity? Oh, and there's, what's his name? Was it Hans? Was that his name? Oh, and Kenny. Interesting. Look at that serious look on Eden's face. Meanwhile, Zeke and Grisha had that, like, expression of shock. Eden didn't seem surprised at all. This is so bizarre. And look, we can see that there's definitely some emotion in Zeke's eyes right now. There's that photo. Dang. You didn't expect that. What? What is going on? How can he sense him? This is just supposed to be them, like, reliving memories. And he actually saw him! I was about to say maybe he was dreaming, but... or like daydreaming, but he actually saw him. What in the world is going on right now? I just... Man. I know people were saying that this season was gonna get good, but holy crap. I am just at a complete loss for words right now. Zeke and Eden were just standing there watching this, what's supposed to be like the past, just watching these events unfold, get a better understanding of it, and then we see that crazy scene right there that Zeke didn't even anticipate, which was number one, that he was apologizing for what he did, because we heard this entire time Zeke was doing nothing but trash talking him, saying that he just completely abandoned his past family and forgot all about them. But then we see here that Grisha was like apologizing to Zeke. And then, strangely enough, right after that, he gets up, looks straight ahead in shock, and he's asking like, Zeke, is that you? And I thought that maybe he might have, well, of course he was like dreaming about maybe his past and Zeke. And then, you know, kind of those moments where something crazy happens in your dream and then you jump awake and it takes you a moment to process what's happening. I thought that was what was going on. But then he said there's no way that bearded man could be Zeke. So he legitimately saw this day and age as Zeke. And this is also taking place before Mikasa. Let's see. Is he gonna reveal his cards here? Here's the scarf and Mikasa. Dang, even Zeke is shocked. Jesus, that I don't know, that sounded kind of hard. Hold up. That end is kind of badass. Came to the wrong place. Ooh. The man who saved the world. Interesting. And this is when he first gave the scarf to her. Man, Mikasa needs more screen time, dude. She went from best girl to just like a thing of the past. We hardly see much of her anymore. Especially not that like kind-hearted, do anything for Eren side of her. And that's exactly where we found it. And now, wait, what the heck? Did he see Eren right there? Wow, what the heck? I'm guessing that Mikasa said that to warn the parents because maybe she didn't want him to go to the survey corps because she knows how dangerous it is. Dang, he just moves on. It's a good point. He's looking dead at older Eren right now. This is so crazy, man. And look at how traumatized he is. I wonder if now he doesn't see it as just his imagination anymore and he actually realizes like, okay, there's something going on here. And that's Frida? Is that her name? Wow. So this is where he gets the founding titan. But I don't think we ever saw this interaction. Like all we know is that he came here and killed her. And there it is. The time has come for us to face judgment. Our only choice is to perish. Yeah, I was about to say, this sounds a lot like the euthanasia plan. Look at his face. And look, he even considers Mikasa his daughter. Yeah, just suffering for the rest of their existence. Jeez. This is actually so sad. The attacking Titan. Wow, really? To resist the self-righteous king. Mm-hmm. We found this out in season 3. It's capable of knowing the future. And maybe this is how he's able to see Eren and Zeke now that they're kind of connected. Wow. And end the royal bloodline. He pulled out that little scalpel? Oh, he's using it to cut himself. I'm dumb. I was like, how's he gonna kill her with the scalpel? But I get it. I get it. Or not. I could never kill children. Man, now they're getting a very real and raw side of Grisha. Or maybe it played out a bit differently. Did she sacrifice herself to him? He will destroy our paradise. Don't listen to him, Frida. And he can hear him too. So is Eren changing history? And he's reminding him of how terrible the Marleyans were. To avenge Dina? We haven't heard that name in forever. Oh, and now he does it. Jesus. So I guess he didn't change history. I guess, holy crap, we're getting into like time loops and crap now. Because now the only reason why he killed her was because Eren convinced him from the future. Which means that all of this was destined to happen. And it wouldn't have happened if... Oh my god, we're getting into like time paradoxes and crap. Jesus. Look, it looks like that all drove him mad. Wow. Holy crap, Eden. He knows. It's not an illusion anymore. So now, Eden whipped out another reverse Uno card! And he saw Eden's memory! Holy crap! Holy, this is so sad! So, dude, we thought that Eden was eating out of the palm of Zeke's hand this whole time, but everyone has been eating out of the palm of Eden's hand. Since the beginning of this series, even before the beginning of this series. This was all destined to happen. Stop, Eden. And look at that, he's reclaimed control, hasn't he? Dang. This story is becoming like the embodiment of like die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Holy crap! What a 180! We went from thinking that Zeke had this terrible euthanasia plan and we couldn't trust him, and Eden being our saving grace, maybe once he got the power, he would do it for something better. And now we're put in a situation where Zeke is looking like the hero and Eden is looking like the bad guy because he caused for so much of this to happen. Like, oh man, that's so insane to think about. This is where like the mind games really start to show, because Eden influencing that situation from the past when Grisha was talking to Frida led to a chain of events that would cause for himself to be put in that position where he could influence Zeke, or not Zeke, Grisha. It's just so confusing. Because if you think about it, Grisha never would have done that if it wasn't for Eden. So everything that's happened from that point onward was because of Eden. Just who started this story? Yeah, that's the question. Was that Annie? Wait, was that Annie? Alright, so I went back to pull up the picture and I like froze the frame right here. And I don't know if it's just me, but this does look a lot like Annie. Now, it's kind of hard to tell because you can't actually see her face, all you see is the skull, but you have the blonde hair, and we know that Annie is still there. They kind of hinted at her potentially making a return in the final season part 1, when we see her inside of the crystal still. Is she gonna break out next episode? Who knows, man? I doubt they're gonna keep her in there for the rest of this series. She's gotta come out sometime. But what the heck is she gonna do once she does release? And what the heck is she gonna think once she sees the state of the world right now? Like, her friend Porco, he's gone, but like Reiner is completely different now. Bertold is dead now. What the heck is going to happen once she makes her return? If this is her. Because I can't really imagine this being anyone else. Like, I don't know. I don't think they would have frozen the frame on just a random, regular, schmegular Titan. I think this is her 100%. But things have gotten so crazy. And I really have no idea where things are going to go from here. Because now it's looking like ZEKE is the good guy, and he's the one who has to save the world from Eden, who was the one that put the world in this situation to an extent. But man, if you guys can explain better than I can of what was going on there exactly without including spoilers, then I would very much appreciate it, because I feel like whenever anime and series in general delve into time travel, that's when things get very complicated. And I feel like there might be a lot of more like casual watchers of Attack on Titan that don't 100% understand what happened here in this situation, including me. I feel like I have a good general idea, but I definitely would appreciate if someone could explain it a bit better. But my question of the day for you guys is going to be, do you think that Grisha is really the bad guy that we thought he was at the beginning of the episode compared to the Grisha we saw at the end of the episode? Because honestly, I'm not sure. It seems like everything that he was doing was for the best interest of the Eldians. He didn't want the Eldians to continue to suffer, and this all kind of stemmed from what happened to his sister when she got attacked by the dogs from the Marleyan guards just because they like wandered too far outside of town or something like that. Something along those lines. Basically, she was killed for no reason, just because she was Eldian. And this kind of sparked Grisha wanting to change that, so no other Eldian would have to face that same level of scrutiny just for simply being an Eldian. So, for me personally, I think Grisha kind of not being willing to kill Frida really says a lot about his character, because even though he's gotten this far and has dedicated so much time, literally years of his life, to improving the situation of Eldians, and now he's in the prime moment to take the Founding Titan and use that power for his goal, and he couldn't bring himself to kill Frida because, like he said, he's a doctor. His profession involves saving lives, not taking lives, which is the complete opposite from Eden if you think about it. But once this happened, the only reason why he killed Frida afterwards was because Eden from the future tapped him on the shoulder and kind of brainwashed him, which is even crazier to think about, because at the beginning of the episode, ZEKE was talking about how Grisha brainwashed his children into following this like path or goal that he was trying to fulfill. But then here we see that Grisha was brainwashed by his own son to continue with that goal. So this is so complicated, but so cool at the same time. I love this, man. This is so sick. I know this video is gonna be crazy long, but I hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless, because I know for sure I did. But anyways, I'm gonna be ending the episode here. Thank you all so much for watching this far into the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, comment your thoughts on the episode down below, and subscribe for more Slice Shonen content. And with that, I'm going to head out, so I'll catch you all in the next one. Have a good one.
Round one.